Hey everyone, welcome to Empower Team Monday Night Call. I am so excited, and we're all excited because tonight we have Phallin Reeb with us, and she is our diamond upline. And she is the end all be all for us. We're all looking to her. We're all aspiring to be a diamond. And what I have to say about Phallin is that she has an insane amount of grit, an insane amount of determination. She doesn't give up. She doesn't take no for an answer. Defeat isn't the end for her. She has always kept going. And I built my whole entire business on Phallin's story from the time I had no people on my team all the way to Sapphire, where I am now. I have been using Phallin's story for 6 years straight. And so if you don't know Phallin's story, then buckle up, because you're ready for a really big treat, because it is just incredibly inspiring. And at the end of this, you're going to be like, well, if Phallin can do it through everything that she's been through, I can do it too. So get your notes out, pay attention, be super present for this, because you're going to want to really dial in right now, because this could be a really profound moment for your business. So no pressure, Phallin, take it away.
You're making me feel all the pressure, girl, for real. But y'all, and Natalie Dolan is the boss of all boss babes here. And I always say, if I like to listen and can learn from someone, you better listen to her. Anybody can learn from Natalie Dolan. She's freaking amazing. And you guys have some of the most powerful leaders in Plexus on your team right here. These jewels that you guys look up to, I'm seeing all their faces right now. They're freaking amazing. So you guys, you want what they have, just do what they say. They have so much wisdom, just so much knowledge, and they are here because they love you guys. They are here to pass that on to you. So I just love your whole team and everything that you guys stand for. And I'm honored to be able to share my story. And this is just like a straight from the heart, sharing my story with like 2 sentences wrote down, because that's just how I like to share my story. So no idea what I'm really going to say here other than this is my story. So I was posting on Facebook about a business that I had started before my sponsor. I didn't know she was going to be my sponsor. Lori Welch reached out to me, but we were broke. We couldn't afford butter and chicken, that kind of broke. Going to bed hungry. I was so skinny because I didn't have food, broke. Now that we have money for food, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing over here. I'm getting a butt. I need to work out or something. But we didn't have money. We didn't have money for shoes. I remember looking in the bank account, and there was 10 cents in that bank account, and I needed to buy diapers. And I remember telling my husband, what the heck am I supposed to do? Tie a t-shirt around this kid's butt till we can afford to buy the diapers. That's how bad it was. And so I was looking for something. I was looking for a way to make money from home, because I was not going to go out. I wasn't going to get a job. Didn't make any sense to hire someone else to raise my kids so that I could go and make and pay taxes. And it just made no sense to make a few bucks. So I just buckled down, learned how to budget really well. And I was stressed. You know how they say that people go to bed worried about finances more than anything? That was true. I was counting the pennies in the bank account every day. I checked that budget every single day, and it was stressful. So I decided I was going to start crocheting hats, trying to sell them on Etsy. My hands started hurting. That did not last a week. I was like, how do people do this? Like, this is hard. I couldn't hold my baby right because my hands hurt so bad. And I don't even have arthritis. I was just crocheting so much. When Lori Welch got a hold of me, I was selling menstrual cups online. I had taught myself web design, and I started selling that. And she literally said, girl, if you can sell Diva cups, you can sell some Plexus. So she finally got me convinced to get on the phone. She wanted to, I was just sharing on another call right before this that I gave her my wrong email address, one that I didn't use anymore, because I didn't want her Plexus weight loss scam junk information. I didn't want to read it. Didn't expect her to follow up. She did. And I was like, darn, you caught me. Here's the email I'm using now. Why don't you send it there? I didn't get the last one. And She said, why don't we just get on the phone? I tried to avoid her. I did not want to. Finally, she said, hey, Lizzie, you remember Lizzie from way back when? She's making such and such amount a month. And I was like, okay, sign me up. That sold me right then and there. I decided to learn about blood sugar, gut health, all of the things. I was like, how is this magic drink helping so many different issues? I want to know the science behind it. As I studied the science behind it, I was sold. And I also thought I was going straight to diamond and I was going to be rich in no time. Sonia Dudley was from that same tiny little town that Lori Welch and I met in 10 years prior. And she had went diamond in 11 months. Don't quote me on that. It was like 9 or 11 months. It was something super fast. And I was like, if we're going to be rich in a year, this is amazing. And lo and behold, a year went by and that did not happen. I was doing all the things. I was working full-time hours and taking care of my 5 kids and nothing was happening, but I didn't care. I wasn't worried about it. I knew it was going to happen sooner or later. I just figured I have a heck of a lot to learn if I am not successful yet. So I kept learning and I decided I was going to learn as much as I could, because when God finally did give me some people who were willing to do this business with me, I was going to know exactly how to lead them and how to train them and where we were going to go. And I knew that I was going to go straight to the top. So another year went by. I went to convention, still was there. I think I finally hit gold just to make it happen. Like, I will be gold by convention. So I like gifted some people some products or something. I don't know how I made it happen, but I didn't hold on to that. My first worker, who is now also a 5-star diamond on my team, Brittany Howard, she got halfway to gold and quit. And I was like, oh, well, there she goes. I'm going to need to find someone else now. We stayed friends though. That's how I convinced her to get back into doing this with me. Well, after I was Ruby, she was like, maybe Phallin's got it figured out. Maybe she can lead me now. And she joined. And that was super exciting. But for a while, I was doing this on my own. The rededicating your life to God thing. I rededicated my life to Plexus like 6 times. Like, I'm all in this time, Lord. I am all in. No more excuses. I'm not going to let my kids slow me down. I'm not going to let anything slow me down. No poopy diapers, no sniffles, no nothing. I was not going to say they were an excuse. They were going to be my reason why. So I stopped looking at all the points in my back office, stopped wondering if I should still be crocheting, stopped trying to dabble in other network marketing companies too. Well, maybe if I could sell some Plexus, I could sell some mascara. Let's try that. Like, I tried all these different things. I decided I was going to stick to one thing. I was going to pick that horse and ride it. That's what Sonia Dudley would say. Pick your horse and ride it. And that was the final straw to make me go all in. So instead of stressing about who was or wasn't doing this with me, I was focused on where I was headed. I was trusting the process instead of stressing and fretting about my lack of success 2 years prior. I remember laying in my pool, just dreaming of where I was going to head and where my business was going to take me. And I was excited. This was 2 years in. I was working 8 hours a day for 2 years going nowhere. And I was still excited. Some of y'all get excited for 4 months and you're gone. Like, no, we are here for the long haul. This is how you build a legacy business. This is how you have 6 figures a month. This is how you get there, is by having that determination and knowing you're going to be all in. So I had a bit of negativity in my mind. So the mindset thing was a big deal for me. I was telling myself, nobody wants Plexus. Nobody wants to do this with me. I had a lot of negative issues, and Lori told me that. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, that is not nice to say to someone, but give me the books. I'll read them. I was not happy. I wanted to smack her over the head with those books. I remember thinking that very vividly, but I ordered them. I was like, fine, I'm going to do what she says because what I'm doing isn't working. And I learned through that to work on my mindset specifically. I read all 4 books and my business totally changed. As I was laying in my pool, just having some time to recoup from the kids bothering me all day and all the homeschooling, all the things, I just remember telling myself, I have the fastest growing team in Plexus. And I didn't have it then. I didn't say I'm going to have it in the future. I said I have it now. And so those leaders that I had, I treated them like they were the fastest growing team in Plexus. I treated them like they were something amazing. And suddenly my business started to change. I looked in my back office one day and I was about to hit senior gold. And I was like, there ain't no way. Like, what happened? All that happened was my mindset. I stopped making excuses. And anytime, I still remember this so vividly, my 5 kids would remember this too. Anytime I would play Rachel Platten's fight song, whenever I got frustrated and whenever I felt like making my kids my excuse because I felt like I couldn't do the things because I was so busy dealing with toddlers screaming in the bathtub. My kids were 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Like, they were stair steps, and it was a lot. And my husband was never home. We saw him 1 weekend a month, maybe. I had no family, nobody who could help me babysit. It was just me. So I would turn on Rachel Platten's fight song, turn it up as high as it would go, and I would cry, and I would sing, and I would scream the words as I dealt with whatever I had to deal with in that moment. And I said, this will not be hard forever. This will not be like this forever. I will overcome this and I will be successful. And those are the things that I told myself. It doesn't mean things were easy. I just knew that it was going to be worth it in the end. So I looked, hit senior gold. Wow, shocking. Next month, I hit Ruby and I was on the leaderboard. And Sonia Dudley and Lori Welch, they were somewhere together and they were shocked. They didn't think I'd be on the leaderboard. I actually got kicked out of a couple of team pages because they said I was negative. I really just had questions. I don't feel like I was negative. Like, I just had questions and I just needed some answers, but they remember that. They were shocked. They're like, what is Phallin doing? Nobody expected me to be successful, but I knew that I was going to be. And so many times there are going to be people who they don't show up to our events, right? Like, I sent out 300 invitations to all my former friends and family in Michigan. I drove all the way from Georgia up there. I'm going to do this event. One person showed up and it was my pastor's wife. And I was like, yeah, I wish you wouldn't have shown up because now you know I'm a loser as I'm standing here presenting to one person. And as we drove back down to Georgia, I told myself, the next time I go there, I will show up in my Lexus. So I ended up ranking back to back, senior gold, ruby. The very next month, I hit senior ruby. Then I hit emerald. This was back to back. And then 2 months later, I hit sapphire. And 2 months after that, I hit diamond. So in 9 months, I was able to accomplish what I hadn't been able to in 2 entire years. And the only thing that had changed was my mindset, my excuses, and the things that I was telling myself. So you can't sit back on the couch and watch whatever it is people watch these. We don't have a TV, so I don't know. But it used to be soap operas, like whatever. Sit back, watch your soap opera, watch your TV shows and be like, I'm going to be a diamond in plexus. That's not how it works. If you put in the action and if you do the work, God's going to meet you where you're at and he's going to bless that effort, but you have to do the things as well. You can't just kick back. You can't expect to win the lottery and, oh, maybe one day I'll sign up a rock star or whatever it is we tell ourselves. You have to put in that action. You have to put in that effort every single day. And so I showed up to that. I went to 2 conventions alone, but I showed up at convention that year as a diamond with, I think I had 5 jewels under me. And I showed up to Hawaii as a diamond with all of these jewels under me. And it's not that we knew what we were doing, but we knew where we were going. And that is the difference. There's so much information now. It can make your head spin, especially if you try to even tap into what we should be doing on social media. It's a lot of information. And we had information too, or we had very little. And sometimes that can be a benefit because we weren't overthinking it. We had the triplex and that is what we sold. I go to my kitchen and look at all these great flavors we have now. We didn't even have that. Our catalog sucked. It looked awful. You'd be so embarrassed to represent this company. Brittany Howard and I constantly were like, how do we market anything with these brochures? We were making our own stuff. It was so bad, but we were able to be successful because Lori Welch had strong vision and she gave that strong vision to me. She did not give me anything else other than 5 books to read so that she didn't have to deal with my negative, but that's what she gave me. So stop overthinking like the products, the ingredients. What are they going to do for you? What people want to know is how it's going to make them feel. They want to know if it tastes good and how it's going to make them feel. And that's what Sheila Medina said at our first diamond in Plexus. And so that's what we ran with. Tastes good, we're going to sell it. And even if it tastes bad, people still need it. Take it in a shot glass. Whatever you do, get it down. So I think that it's really important to have rock solid belief in yourself, rock solid belief in network marketing, and rock solid belief in these products. I didn't even have the money to afford the products when I started, but I knew what they were doing for other people. And I got my belief from the products for what they did for other people. And I didn't think, oh my gosh, I don't have my own story. And it didn't do anything amazing for me. I mean, my health was great when I started. It helped me with a few things, but what it's helped other people like Tiffany Wilson, that's why I'm here. Those kind of stories, those kind of lives that I have been able to change, and then the ripple effect of the lives that she's been able to change because I changed her life. So if your belief is shaky in network marketing, for example, I would listen to Eric Worre CDs in the car. Every time we got in the car, there was something going on, and he had $1 million earners talking and people who were selling products while they were living in their car. The self-made millionaire stories from people that I could go on social media and see their real life. Like these were real life people doing network marketing. And my belief was solid. I knew that there was not a better opportunity out there. I knew that Plexus was paying people so well. They treated us so good, and that these products worked. And that's what I was excited about. I didn't worry about how for 2 years I wasn't successful, or how the heck am I going to get to diamond? That's a lot of points and I can't even get 100 points. I knew that that would take care of itself as long as I put in, all of the effort and all of the action. So letting go of excuses, letting go of all of the things that are around telling you, hey, you should do this, or hey, you should do that. Get your focus on Plexus and what you are doing. Write down your office hours. That was the very first thing that I have told all of my leaders who are now jewels to do, is write down your office hours. Treat this like a business. Our uplines would say, if you treat it like a hobby, it's going to pay like a hobby. If you treat it like a business, it's going to pay like a business. And of course, that's what we wanted. We wanted this thing to pay us like a legitimate business. So that's what we treated it like. Missing team calls wasn't an option. Missing book club wasn't an option. Missing events was not an option. We figured out how to make it happen, and we worked with the people who felt like we did. They wanted to make it happen too. And so that's who we knew to work with. We weren't dragging anybody. We were like, this train is going straight to the top. Either you're getting on or you're not. And so they would get on and we would keep going. We would keep moving forward. And I feel sad when people feel like it's work, like they're dragging people. Don't drag people. Be excited. Be rock solid in your belief and your vision. What do you want for your life? Do you really believe that it's possible? There might be doubt that comes in your mind. My diamonds would come to me with doubts all the time. They would say, Phallin, is this really worth it? And I would say, yes, it is worth it. And I would explain to them why it was worth it. And then they would keep going. So don't wait for yourself and your mindset to be whatever, rock solid. Just take the action. The rock solid belief will come as you are taking the action. Don't sit around and wait till you have it all figured out. Don't sit around and wait till you have the perfect message to send to people. And by all means, don't wait for those chicken lister people, those people you really want on your team. Tell them up front while you're excited and while you're motivated. Don't wait until you've had a couple of setbacks, or maybe your points went backwards a little bit or whatever, because that's just going to hold you back from having success. And you're going to see someone, Tova just said it, someone else is going to recruit those people. I learned that lesson once. If you don't learn a lesson the first time, I don't know what to say, but hopefully you do. Hopefully we've all been there and you see your best friend get recruited, or the neighbor recruited someone and you're like, why? I was about to reach out to you. Don't wait until tomorrow to do that, because this opportunity, oh my gosh, I just had someone reach out to me this week and she's like, I wish I would have started with you 10 years ago. And I'm like, yeah, I wish you would have too. So why are you still holding yourself back? Like, tell me a reason. What's going on in your mind? So love on people and believe in yourself. And yeah, that's my story. I was a loser and no one thought I would be a diamond, but here I am making so much money. I don't know what to do with
Thank you. Thank you so much, Phallin. Your story, oh my gosh, never gets old. Yeah, when I started and got results on the products and my eyes were opened, I always was just like, wow, if Phallin can do it, homeschooling her 5 kids and her husband's gone and she lives in this tiny town and she doesn't even know that many people. If she can do it and be successful, then why in the world couldn't I? I every single time I started to doubt, because you will doubt, and that's normal because that's what humans do. That's what we all do. Every time I started to doubt, I would think about you and I would think about your story. And when I would talk to people about the business and I had no business success, what would I say? I would say, girl, I would send a testimony. I would send a video of you. And I would be like, this is my friend Phallin. And I would say just exactly what I just said. And I was like, if she can be successful, so can you, so can we. And I'm going to the top, just like Phallin did. And you can come with, or you can watch me. And that was the whole entire energy that you put out and what I ran with the whole time. And so absolutely use that story, y'all.
That is that is what we all did. Like when I signed up Tiffany, I was still in that stuck phase of my business. She asked me how much money I was making. I was like, you don't want to know how much money I'm making. Look at what Kristen Abark's making over here. And that's what we did. And it's not about your success or your lack of success. No one cares about what's happening for you right now. They just want to know what's going to happen for them. Hey, this is what she's doing. And I believe you can do it because here's why. Here's my success as an introvert. Let me tell you what you can do as an extrovert, or bare minimum, what you can do as an introvert like me. Go sign someone up who likes to talk to people. That's what Lori told me. And when Tiffany liked to talk to people, I was like, I'm going to get that girl. I'm going to need her to talk to everybody.
Look at her now. Shoot, yeah. Just go and talk to an extrovert and then they'll take over. No, thank you so much for sharing your story. I think it's just so empowering and amazing to see your grit and everything that you've been through. And like, you didn't even have money for the products and you made it happen, you figured out a way, and people will find a way. You just find the hungry people who want more out of life, just like you did. I mean, you were over here crocheting and selling all sorts of stuff. And like, if those people are out there. So
yeah, don't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. And I don't regret any of the hours I put in, even those 2 years when I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I learned what to do with my people. And that's why my team is so solid. That's why I'm able to have 5 strong legs. I mean, I could kick back right now and not work, and my paycheck just keep going up every single month. And I'm able to build a barn dominium cash because of the work that I put in years ago. And that's the beauty of residual income. And that's the beauty of what we have. I don't have to stand here working 8 hours a day to make a paycheck every single day. I could take a week off or 2 weeks off or 2 years off, and my paycheck will keep growing because people believe in this opportunity and they want the same thing. And I don't do that because I love what I do. I literally can't stop, won't stop. Like, it's so much fun and it just keeps getting better and better. And I don't think a lot of people can say that about their jobs. So you guys are all in the right place. That's for sure.
Absolutely. And I think now is the best time to be leading with the business now more than ever. Now that our economy is the way it is and people need this opportunity. There are so many people just like Phallin who are sitting and working on other things and trying to make a way, and people are waiting for you to invite them in. So now is the time. Thank you so much for sharing tonight, Phallin. That was amazing. Your story never, ever gets old. We appreciate you so much. Y'all have a good night.